episode 30 with our horses in the back.
We have to do that just because. All right, let me. I have to get my speakers a little closer to the microphone.
It wasn't terrible. I'd be worried about getting demonetized, but here we go.
So my question about that song.
Yeah.
I got my horses in the back of what? My pickup?
No. Your Sentra.
Sentra.
Oh, they just cut the back window out and it's got a bed now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a rear engine reference.
There's actually a video of a guy with a horse in the back of his old beat up Sentra. That's why I said that shit. It's not a joke.
Oh.
But that's not what.
Not the video of the song.
No, that's what the song was written about.
I think you're full of shit.
Oh, he's making it up.
Episode 30, and guess what?
We're not making that up, though.
Dataz is full of shit. Shocker.
Are you confused?
Shocker. Wow,
Shocker.
The babysitter arrived and shut the door within like 30 seconds of the mom showing up.
Uh-oh.
And she crushed some in the door. Did you see that?
She crushed one of the kids in the door?
No, I think there was like a scooter or some shit.
Oh, really?
In the door and it went, dark.
Damn it, Becky, go get the scooter. I shut it in the door.
I got my horsey in the back and I got crushed by the damn garage.
Episode 30, we're back.
Hey, it feels like 2 weeks.
It has been at least 2 weeks.
Because for us, it has.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone noticed, but last week's podcast was pre-recorded.
Did we say it was?
I don't know. Did we? It
I
wasn't.
don't think we did.
Was it a secret? I think it was a secret.
Yeah.
Fucking jokes on you guys.
But I want to know if anyone noticed if it was pre-recorded or not, because we recorded that shit like a week beforehand.
See, now there is a person at the door watching.
They're going, what the fuck are those guys doing?
Open the door.
I want to know what they're doing.
That girl has two hands on the glass, and she's trying to open it without using the door handle.
No, she's not. She's just thinking.
Look at her. She's literally trying to shove the door over.
She's like,
Mommy? Anyway.
The shit
So,
we see
yeah.
here at the studio.
yeah, well,
And the reason we pre-recorded...
yeah, I had a week in Vegas for work, and so it makes logistically doing a podcast. I mean, it's not impossible, but
No, it's not. And, really quick on that, because I saw someone, some of the other gamer stuff relative to the people that I follow on Twitch and whatnot. I think we were trying, when we were talking about trying to get someone like Ted
yeah,
remote
Yeah.
jacked in, people do that all the time over Discord.
yeah,
Or we host like a Twitch stream. We jack cameras or Ted's stream,
yeah,
and we record Ted via Twitch, and we just import that when we do.
We could
As a
screen record
second-
them on the computer.
Right.
as a second audio
Yeah,
stream.
you just, yeah. Anyway.
So we could make it really funny, like slide his comments around where they don't belong, and then you'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with that guy?"
Right. Or
he just randomly says shit. What's happening?
Why the fuck is
Do I
Old
hear
Town
it?
Road faintly playing in the
I
background?
hear it.
It's got to be coming from in the house, or maybe it's
No.
across the street. They probably heard it.
I think it's across the street.
Your neighbors are listening right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it really is. It's coming out of their house.
Is it?
Yes.
That's hilarious. So yeah, so I don't know. We were talking about that song, and we decided just to play it at the beginning, and
It's catchy as hell.
it is catchy.
Yeah, I couldn't tell when Piper had pointed out to me like earlier in the week, and she asked me if I'd heard it. She's like, I don't know why, but it's so catchy. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, there are chords that are like almost intrinsically wired for certain types of like
Yeah.
that are just catchy that way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what they are. I'm not a band guy, but
I was at the show. So I was at a trade show last week, NAB, National Association of Broadcasters, and I was demoing a new product that my company is working on, and we're doing setup the day before, and I start singing an Alp Ivy song, and my manager, who you would never expect to be into that kind of music, finishes off the lyric.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like, what the hell? It was pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, so I thought that was hilarious.
Where'd you hear it? Have you been listening? Because you knew the song.
Oh, I knew the song. It just, for some reason, it just popped into my head while we were fucking around doing stuff. And I just started singing it because it's a funny song about...
What about the horses in the back one?
No, it's not that song. It's an Operation Ivy song. It's something with your friends. Like smiling when your friends are watching. Da, 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 da. Smiling when your friends are watching. Da, 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 da. You. And so I'm singing smiling when your friends are watching, and my boss goes, smiling when your friends are watching. Ba, 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 ba. You. And I'm like, whoa, that was cool, man. Like no one knows this song, outside of like the punk community or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Who?
Yeah, exactly. You know it because of
You
me.
should, yeah, because
No, I was asking who it was.
punk.
Who?
Your manager. Which?
Keon.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of fun. But it's just like sometimes music just something you've heard just just pop in your head for no reason whatsoever. And that's
You know what
of
pops into my head a lot?
Oh god.
If I had my phone, I'd play That's Why I Fucked Your Bitch, but I don't have my phone.
You don't even have a lapper, which is
I don't have a
great.
computer.
Yeah.
I don't have an iPad.
Yeah. This might be bad because it means he might be trying to participate more.
No.
And Jim Rome has a saying, more of me and less of you is a good thing. you know who Jim Rome is?
Oh, I know Jim Rome. I've never heard that.
Well, he has his own radio show, and when people call in and they start ranting about shit, it bugs him sometimes, and he always says, more of me and less of you is a good thing. So, yeah. So that's kind of how I feel sometimes about Dataz.
I'm Jim Rome in this situation, right?
No. You're the caller. Here he goes.
You can't make me hang up.
I'm not going to pick up the phone this time.
You can't make me hang up.
Oh, well, thank you, caller, for calling. Anyway, that's an interesting story about your breakfast, Jack, and I hope you find your dog. Anyway, next caller.
Yeah.
Oh, you drank the Windex? Oh, that's interesting. Next caller.
Yes, bleach is good to drink. You should try it sometime.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably have the keys to your mom's house at my house. Anyway, next caller.
Dataz, that is the wrong way to bleach your asshole, by the way.
Whoa.
Wait, you don't put it in the top and then it doesn't come through the bottom?
No, that's...
Fuck, dude. Someone I really trust told me I should try that.
Yeah, it's not a
shit.
rinsing. It's a Bear Grillsing.
That's right. Drinking with your asshole. Yeah.
So you've been back.
That's actually called butt chug, by the way.
How long does it take to recuperate from such a...
Well, I mean, it's standing around all week at a booth from 9 to 6, talking to people all day long, literally.
So now you've mentioned your feet and how and whatnot, but how does your voice handle that as a, you're talking...
You have to drink a lot of liquid.
Yeah.
You have to... my morning routine is Gatorade and some fruit. And during the show, just drink as many bottles of water as you can.
But you don't get, hoarse by the end of the show?
I think on Monday, kind of felt a little gravelly.
When you got home on Thursday, you sounded like shit.
Oh.
Well, I didn't... I mean, I fell asleep on the plane, so I think that was probably part of it. But
Maybe.
when I got home, my feet were tired. I didn't have any blisters. My leg and my hips and my lower back hurt. And I think by Friday night, most of that had gone away. Yeah, I mean, I did a bunch of chores and stuff over the weekend, so it's not like I sat around and did nothing. I mowed, and we did a bunch of stuff around the house. I mean, it's a difficult week. I enjoy it to a certain extent, but at the same time, by around Wednesday half day, you're like, I'm ready to go home. But it's cool because the thing that we built, people were excited about, so that gets you all kind of zeked up.
So how close is that? Because like I said, so as someone that was following you and obviously getting updates, you guys did really well with the product. So when is that coming out for the community that seemed to have liked what the product was?
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I work for AJA Video Systems. That's my day job, and we make broadcast like video equipment. In this case, I work exclusively on a line of video recorder products, and this particular product is a video recorder product that does recording of H.264 video. And it does 4 channels of that at the same time, and it records to USB media. So all 3.1 USB sticks or drives or a RAID or whatever, you can record this video to it. People that saw it at the show and understand what its purpose is were like, I can't wait for this to come out. We're saying that we're going to be ready for it in June. That's like our
Now,
line. So
is it
that hopefully we will be ready in
is
June.
it such a is it that way and was so well received because USB is a transfer medium? Is
I don't know.
like where what's the catch that made it? I mean, obviously, there's no shortage of being able to jack storage into something to record media to it. But
I think it's
what
the
made
combo.
USB
The combo of the encoder type, so the video, the H.264 or intra AVC encoder, creates small files, right? So where our other recorders are very, very professional recorders in the sense that they use Apple's ProRes encoder, which creates beautiful but very large files, or DNX HD or DNX HR, which is the Avid codec that you would use if you're using Media Composer. So this thing makes H.264 files, which are very small. They're compressed, and the quality is fairly good. And then I think that in combination with the fact that it can do 4 channels, it's highly configurable, and it uses USB storage that is off-the-shelf stuff. Like we don't make, like all of our other products, we have our own media that we sell that works with our stuff. In this case, you can use whatever media really you want as long as it works.
Does it have USB Type-C on it or A?
It's A. Yeah.
See, I wonder if part of that is because I think in the last probably the last 2 to 3 years, there's a prosumer segment that got extremely large, particularly for this type of demographic.
Exactly.
Like, not broadcaster tier, not the bankroll of a broadcaster tier.
Yep.
And not your content isn't broadcaster quality either.
Sure.
But yet you're above an iPhone or a smartphone video production house. Your project tier is somewhere in between. You're probably recording on a DSLR or a higher end DSLR.
That's right when this segment came out. Is exactly when DSLR started to be able to shoot video.
And then
that's when it
and
happened.
so now you're dealing with, well, I can't afford these storage types of things either, but this hits that sweet spot.
This product is like an events, not exclusively, but one of the things that would be really useful for is an events type thing. So imagine a concert where they're shooting video, and the band wants a deliverable right after the show. They get off the stage,
Like quick turn media production.
yeah, and on media that you can hand over and files that
Sneakernet,
are handleable by, they're not these giant, multi-gigabyte files.
Right.
Like one of the customers was they worked for Iron Maiden. Apparently Iron Maiden they scrutinize their show all the time. They're very much perfectionists, and so in this case, they would shoot all their video, and the guy would hand them a thing, and they would go back to the bus or whatever, the hotel or whatever,
and watch the
plug
show.
it into their laptop or whatever, and watch the video and see where they went
Damn
wrong.
it, Peter! The fireworks didn't fucking go off again.
Exactly. And so they tune. That's how they tune their show. And there's a lot of that. I mean, I heard this over and over again over the week, but that's a very common.
What cameras does it take?
Anything. It's the inputs on it are serial digital, SDI,
So I couldn't take
or
it.
HDMI for video.
Like mini HDMI.
No, it has full size HDMI.
Well,
But
could
you
I
can,
take a mini HDMI and then record into it?
Yeah, you just use a cable that goes mini to regular.
With the rough price point?
$4,000.
Okay.
So a little bit expensive. So it's sort of a pro.
Pro-y.
It's
Prosumer.
a pro professional type box.
Yeah.
But $1,000 a channel,
You're
people
probably
go.
getting into your Casey Neistats and your Marquez Brownlee
Well, also consider this too.
vlogger style.
You're gonna be if you're gonna have this box, you're gonna be either buying cameras that have SDI, which are expensive,
right.
or HDMI cameras, which are probably also going to be expensive. Right? So, like the cameras that we use here, we use DJI Osmos pocket cams, and they do not have any video outputs on them, so we could not connect that even to the box.
Is there an adapter for that?
I don't know.
I don't know if they have a video out adapter.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Maybe at some point.
so you have choices when you're doing video production on what kind of cameras you're going to use and what kind of outputs. But if we're at the low end of the we're at the low end of the video production. Thing. A couple of steps above us would be someone who might be interested in doing that. You're not typically going to use H.264 files for editing. If you're looking to push something out to like broadcast, you're going to use ProRes or DNX. Now, if you're doing something like us, like it's YouTube, it might be acceptable.
If you can get it on the internet.
Yeah.
We'll see, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we will.
Now you're stacked up 2 shows.
Yeah.
You're stacked up 2 shows.
Yeah.
Well, if I go home and everything goes right, I'll be done in 10 minutes.
Right, because we know, best case scenario.
Yeah.
You crank and turn.
Yeah.
I think I have a fucking bug in there.
Oh, the most you've eaten all day.
Yes.
Could be a breakfast check.
But I optimized the media.
With wings.
So if everything is Gucci, then it should be up in
I'm curious to
an
see how
hour
that
or
ends
so.
up.
Video is not an easy thing. It has challenges all the way around. If you want to do any kind of video production, you have challenges.
Not have anger issues.
You have challenges at the camera side. You have challenges at the.
You have challenges
all
at
the
your
way
computer.
all the way
You have
through.
challenges in storage.
You
have challenges mentally. You have challenges fucking exporting. You have challenges importing.
I mean, if you were, the easiest way to do it would be to record ProRes files, but then they're huge.
Right. Above our pay grade.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of storage to deal with those files.
Yeah.
Now we're shooting with these pocket cams, and they use the H.264 codec, which is the same thing that we're doing. So that codec itself, the way the codec is designed, has its own challenges, and that's part of what Data's issue is with getting the deliverable to YouTube. So we think we know what the issue is. So when he has time after the show tonight, I'm sure he'll go and work on it, and he'll probably figure it out. And nothing flat.
Crank through it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I didn't go to Vegas. You know what? I'm gonna shut the garage door.
Yeah. Why didn't you go to Vegas? Oh, he's not saying anything. The mosquitoes are coming in now. Are people watching, or we got mosquitoes?
Yeah. You know what was funny is that obviously the rain had squashed that down yesterday, and I ran. Or no, I didn't run yesterday, but I didn't see any
It kind of pushed the
mosquitoes.
mosquitoes away for a little while.
the yard work, lots of yard work.
Yeah.
I think Sunday I made 3 trips with my brother in the truck to the dump. Of like, he's got one of those weed trees that you can like cut back to the like a knuckle, and then the next season you get like
fisted?
a full canopy. Yeah.
Damn it! I was really hoping it was gonna get fisted.
Like one of those Price Fister trees.
But they had moved into the house, and I think last year had done like a new homeowner attempt at it, but didn't really have like the chainsaws and whatnot, and so he got halfway, and so this year he got all the way, but he had, seasons upon seasons of growth that he had to ship back to the, or we had to haul up to the dump.
Curious. So you had a truck full of dump stuff.
Yes.
Woodsy shit, right?
Yes.
How much do they charge you at the dump to get rid of it?
So funny.
Sorry.
So the first load, the guy, yeah. We get to the guy and he kind of eyeballs the back of the tailgate.
And were you like?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was full, but it wasn't a monstrosity.
Okay.
And he goes, looks about $8.
Oh, that's not bad.
And I had cash for that. Handed the cash. We get in the truck and we start pulling out, and we kind of look at each other. But we've got more than one run to make, so it'll be interesting to see
how much it costs next time.
Yeah, if we go into the other, because they had 2 boxes, they had two lanes.
Yep.
So the next time we went the other lane, it was a young lady, and she $8.
Oh, really?
We're like, oh, sweet. Oh, okay. The third time we went back to the dude, and we were joking as we're in the line. We're like, what are the odds? What are the odds that he would recognize? Maybe he'll recognize us, make like a joke like, oh, you're back again, huh? Second trip? Ha, ha, ha. And we'll say, ha, ha, third time's a charm. And he like looks in the back, and I've queued up my $8. And he looks in the back, and he goes, looks about $10. And I went,
damn it.
I'm not prepared.
How about 8? You should have said, how about 8?
Yeah, how about 8?
That was the other 2 times we already came in.
It was, yeah. So anyway,
okay.
$10.
Are there Horseys in the back?
Yeah.
I just remember we had to take chairs. Remember the couch and chairs?
We've taken a lot of things.
Well, I know, but remember that one time it was like $40 or so. No. Yeah, it was $40, I think.
I think household is more.
Oh, okay.
And it was interesting too. So we had pulled in the first trip. There was a really nice lady doing like the directionals for like the greenways.
Yeah.
And she like just straight out the gate, she goes, I'm really sorry we've got you coming down here. And, my Brett and I are like, we've done
whatever it is.
I don't
yeah.
really give 2 shits.
Yeah.
She's like, there was a fire in the greenways compost.
Really?
And we went, okay. And she went, anyway, so go down to here and make your right-hand turn. And we're like,
just
okay. She's like, yeah, the compost caught fire. And we kind of, all right, well, then we go down, we pull around.
Is that just like spontaneously combusted?
So we get there. Anyway.
Oh,
so,
okay. All right.
On the second load, she mentions, we stopped to get more information. She's like, oh, yeah, it burned for 2 days. We're like, oh, wow. Okay, 2 days? Like, we didn't, nothing in the blotter, nothing in the Facebook news?
No.
Was there?
Yeah, there was smoke. I remember Shan, my wife, was complaining about the smoke. And
yes.
I was kind of like, oh, I kind of smell it.
So it had...
I thought it was a control burn, though.
It had spontaneously started. They hadn't kept it wet enough, and the compost had gotten hot enough on the bottom that it lit up, and they had to move it around with dozers and soak it, and it took them 2 days to put it out.
Now, that reminds me of a place that I've read about a lot. I love reading about weird shit, and this place is Centralia, Pennsylvania. And I want to say...
It's in the center?
No, I don't know. Well, maybe. That's what its name is.
Hopefully it's not on the right side.
Little town, and they have coal veins that run all through there.
Oh, yes.
And they had like a they were burning the garbage or something.
Yeah.
And the coal veins caught fire.
Yes.
And the coal veins are under the town. And so the whole under the town was on
one of those
fire.
things. Yeah, I don't think it ever.
It just burned. It is still burning. It's
Yeah.
been burning for like 30 years.
They don't expect it to
Yeah, they had to like buy everybody's houses out and like replace them all somewhere else.
displace them.
Yeah, and that shit's fascinating to hear. Like the fucking coal under the town's burning.
Yeah.
It's just burning
On
There's just,
fire.
Yeah, smoke coming out of the ground, and I mean you can't put it out. You know,
Yeah.
think about that. Even if they had a week's worth of rain straight, they probably still would burn.
Yeah, it's like mile plus.
Yeah.
It's just burning. So I have Dad's truck to do yard work.
Yeah.
So I have this thing. You ever fought a T-post? Probably not.
Fought a T-post?
Fought a T-post.
Like
You ever
with fists? Or...
Be like, come on, bitch, you
like
T-post.
put a T-post in the ground and then had to get it out of the ground?
No, what's a T-post?
The green T-post.
Oh.
So if you've lived up in the country and put
Yeah.
fences in, the T-posts they used to be red with like
Okay.
a white top. And
Yeah.
you used to they have like a post hole hammer or
Yeah.
post hammer, and you drive this thing.
So it's in the hole, right?
Right.
It's a tube. Yeah.
And there's about maybe 6 inches from the bottom of the post. There's like a plate, like a directional plate. It looks like a blunted arrow. So it goes in one way and helps keep the post like going straight, as opposed if it was just a stick, it might
Yeah.
loop down. So it's like almost directional. Mm-hmm. So
The look on his
yeah.
face.
So I've done this before, but I much younger at the time. So seasons back, 2-3 years back, the fence over here that's currently bending into the neighbor's yard had blown my way. So I had taken some T-posts and I had put them in the ground along the fence line, so that way the fence wouldn't blow all the way over. It would hit the T-post and everything.
Sure.
So the fence is now decrepit and it's going the other way, but I've got these T-posts
That you need to get out
that
of
I
the way.
have to get out of the way.
I see where
If
this
you
is going
want
now.
a workout and you want to feel every muscle in your back and your triceps,
Hey, do you want to do that?
first tip, wear a helmet, because the wiggling
Wear a helmet.
you will at some point in trying to shake this thing and like stir it like a big fucking thing of cookie dough, you will do this.
Did you put a helmet on?
No.
Fuck, I really would pay money
It
to see
hurts.
that.
I want to pay money.
It hurts. It will knock you the fuck out. Like, it's one of those like
I got $10 in my pocket. Let's go see
It
it.
makes you...
I pulled them out.
Oh, okay.
And now I am
Now wait a second.
much better for
I got a
it.
question.
I think I can see it in your definition. And the
So,
colors.
how long does it take to get one out? How long?
It depends on how hard you've driven. So, like I said, I've done this before.
How deep is it?
So it's deep, dude. So deep. And I've done it at least
talking-
twice because
are
I've
we-
got 2 kids.
Are we talking a foot or 2 feet?
Are we talking a chick's foot or
Or
a
like
dude's
halfway to
toe?
China?
You can put
at
them
the end of
in the dirt about 3 feet.
So it's 3 feet down.
3 feet down.
Wouldn't it just be easier to dig half of it out with a shovel?
You do. Yes. But you can't, usually you don't get all the way past and to the bottom of the T-post. You get about to the directional plate. And then what happens is, if you know what a T-post looks like and you know about the difference that's left in the ground, you think, well, I can just pull this fucker out.
I should just be able to just...
And I'm telling you right now, you can't. Unless you're fucking Brock Lesnar or the Mountain on Game of Thrones. So what happens is...
You mean you didn't hook it up to your Ford?
You're like, no. And what happens is you have this big hole surrounding the T-post, and you're like, I'm there. And the T-post goes, not even fucking close. And you go, what? And it's like, yeah, sword in the stone, bitch. Try it.
Yeah.
You want it?
There's some suction going on
So
there.
you're like, eh. So then you do like the pudding and
What are you-
the cookie dough thing. You're
What are you
like,
holding there?
the T-post.
Oh, okay.
It looks like you're mixing up like
It
cake
is
batter.
hard. It is hard.
Which
so
is
then what
brutal.
happens is you start doing this thing where you get the T-post line, and then you're like starting to fucking clean and jerk it. No, that doesn't work either.
Can you go sideways?
But what happened? Well, that's the concussion shit starts to happen. so then you're like, okay, so I need to like make like mud pudding down here or something that'll loosen it up.
So get some water.
So you step back and you start doing like
You whip out your penis and start peeing on it?
You start like tick, tick, tick. You're like, well, clearly since I've already smacked my head and I have a mild concussion,
my pupils are dilating.
yeah, the big circles are not the answer. It's tiny circles. So then you're like, and you're like, oh, it feels looser. So then you go back to I got this, and the T-post goes, no, I'm not even fucking close yet.
How many times does it say that?
All the way until the last second.
Okay.
And so then,
because it wants you to
just
think
seems
you're
like-
not even close.
It seems like it's like an air thing, right? Once you start to get air down next to the shaft.
it's really about you need to get a hole all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because there's also, what these ones don't have, are like these like niblets on the side that help. Usually you're attaching the fence, and it helps keep the fence from like sliding down all the way down the length of the thing.
There it goes.
So you have like the directional plate that's on there that's like fighting you if you don't come straight up, because it's got these little arrows on it. So it'll dig in. If you don't come straight up, it digs into the dirt, and then you're like fucking it that way.
I bet you Xander could have just pulled that thing right out.
Not even close. My son is good at keyboard shit. He would like walk up to the T-post, and his hands would probably get tired just trying to grip it.
You know what he should have done? Cruised over to Sunbelt and just grabbed a Bobcat and just fucking shredded it up, dude.
Yeah, but then, it's like
That sounds
it's like
fun as
CrossFit
fuck.
for...
And you had how many of those?
I had 2.
How long does this take?
How long did it take?
It took about 45 minutes to an hour.
For each one?
No, in total. In total for both.
That doesn't sound
Because then I
That's
had
not
like an
terrible.
idea. Then I was like measuring how close to the directional plate I was, and then I pulled it out.
Is this one of those things where that 45 minutes feels like 4 hours, or
You're wasted. Like it rips up like here,
sounds like something I would do only wasted,
and you're tired. Everything is puffed out and.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where if you're a sidewalk kind of never seen a fence, you wouldn't know.
We have a post that holds the gate that needs to be replaced because it's causing the gate to sag and it wiggles too much.
Yeah.
So I have to replace that. And then in the backyard on one side, we've got a fence that like the posts have literally broken.
Yeah.
And we've driven those metal things down in them.
the fence support.
Yeah. So that's what those are. So
just
I've
different.
picked these up. You take these, and because
these are
because most of the posts, the big
4x4
4x4s are most of the fences. They're not treated. They were like raw and stuck in there in the cement, and they've rotted out.
If they even use cement.
Right. So what you can do with those is they're thin enough that you essentially drive them right straight down
Next to the wood.
into the same hole that the post has rotted out of. Mm-hmm. And then the portion that's left above ground that's not rotted, it's got the holes all along the side, and you just drill that post right into the wood, and
put
then
a screw in there. Yeah, we have
it's a Band-Aid, not the
That's what these little things are we're talking
Yeah,
about.
these are like 4 inches wide, just wide enough for the post, but they're maybe this long, and
it's like a spike.
You pound them down next to the bottom, and
Yeah.
they stick up out of the ground about this far, and then you screw them into the wood.
Yeah.
Same thing, but
It's like
just
a
shorter.
sleeve for the post.
Yeah,
sort of. Yeah.
It's sort of shaped like with the edges.
Yeah. I think I've seen those.
But we've got like 2 posts in the back that need to replace with some fencing, and then, like I said, the one gate post it's broken. You can tell just by the way it's wiggling around.
Yeah, the weather has been like I've got and the truck is like yard work mania. So
I have so many projects, although I don't even know where to
went
start.
to Home Depot yesterday,
Yeah.
and then if you
I
follow
love Home Depot.
if you're following my
I prefer
tweets
Lowe's.
this afternoon, I tweeted a picture of a carburetor for the weed eater.
Yeah, you did.
So we did yard work on Saturday. Everyone was chipping in Saturday, and I was going to weed eat, but the car broke off a fuel line nub plastic part. So
You gotta love that.
here's my complaint about
Here it is.
Brick and mortar stores. I want to be a supporter of local brick and mortar stores over buying from big chain stuff online and having
Amazon or whatever.
shipped to the house.
Are we talking the local stuff like the local
even
Home
local
Depot?
stuff? Yeah, I want local people have jobs at even big chain
stores.
stores.
Yeah.
So your business, even if it's not mom and pop brick and mortar,
Yeah.
I'm saying to go out and spend local is proving that there's jobs to be had at local businesses.
Yeah.
So I get to Home Depot. I had a carb rebuild kit, but it was just essentially the fuel lines and like the air filter. So I'm like, I'm going to go to Home Depot. You know, they've got a whole section dedicated to 2-stroke, 4-stroke, electrical, chainsaws, power washers, weed eaters, edgers, blowers, take your pick, all of it. A whole section. Get in this section. There's tons of fuel lines, like an arm span, half an arm span of 2-stroke oils, lubricants, engine rebuild stuff, knickknacks, fuel lines. But for me, the
plastic.
one of the most common components of a small engine utility yard device is the carburetor. Not necessarily only the fuel lines, but the carburetor is like one of the... You never see someone having to necessarily replace the engine, but the carburetor and the bulb, the fuel primer bulb, are usually one of the things that are just like, yeah, replace this and get it gone. You can find the bulbs, you can find the fuel lines, but the carburetor, if you don't know anything about 2-stroke motors and you don't put any fuel preservative because you didn't do anything over the winter, the carburetor usually goes. And most people, it's like, well, they're too cheap to just replace the carburetor. So I go to Home Depot. I'm looking for this small engine component, of which they have tons of selection for everything on the planet, except for
I see what's coming here.
a carburetor.
Nailed it.
They have all of the components in and around the thing,
Yeah.
but not the carburetor. And I'm like, damn it. Like, honestly, it took me a second and a half, pull up Amazon. PAS 225 Echo. For $14, I could buy a carburetor rebuild kit that included the fuel lines that were $12 at Home Depot, and it was the entire shebang: air filter, fuel lines, and the carburetor, and the primer bolt.
For how much?
For $14.
Well,
And because I have Amazon Prime,
You're here.
it was here today. At this time, minus an hour yesterday, I was in Home Depot, pissed and out of a carburetor.
Yeah.
4.5 hours ago, I had that carburetor and a spare one on my porch at no extra cost. No time lost.
Right.
If I just stayed there and gone to like a help desk person and gone, do you guys even carry carburetors? Because you don't have any carburetors over there. I may have gotten yes or no, and if it was yes,
They're probably wrong.
you know, can hang out here for a bit while we try and shuffle it from another store, or can you come back tomorrow and we can move it from another store, or sure, we can order that online and we can have it shipped to you and it'll be at your house at the end of the week. All of those options don't work.
Yeah.
It's like, that's time lost for me. And literally Amazon had it here in less than 24 hours.
The stores have to
At less
make things
cost.
more expensive because they have to pay the workers, right? But like Amazon still has to pay the delivery people.
I think, well, if you listen to any of the complaints and issues with labor and wage rates, I'm sure that it's not roses and smiles.
Amazon, yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I had this like thing with Venus. I'm like, I want local businesses to get my business for something. In this case, I know specialty items. If I was looking for a specific gasket on like a 10-year-old Ryobi fucking 2-stroke thing, I get that. I'm probably not going to find that. I would probably have to go to a small engine motor place that specialized in that and I could probably get it there, and I would expect whatever delays and but I can do that from Amazon. Literally, it took me 30 seconds, and I had 2. Just that easy.
I found out that the wife's car has a bad AC condenser fan.
Oh.
So the fan, the engine compartment, you have 2 fans, and one's like just the regular fan that turns on when the motor gets hot, and the other one is turned on by the AC. Mm-hmm. Well, we found out that fan wasn't turning on.
Oh.
And so I started doing a little research and found out if you're going to buy a Honda replacement, you don't buy the whole fan, you buy just the motor. And the motor is $165 just for the motor.
Uh-huh.
So then it's like, okay, well, the motor is $165. Let's see what I can do.
Okay.
So I hit up a couple of my favorite Honda part places that I found on the web.
Okay.
Same deal, $165 there. Okay, so let's see here. Let's hit up. There's a place that's pretty popular for Hondas, and they do like replacement videos, how to replace them.
Okay.
1AAuto.com. I go there. They have it. It's $65 for the entire fan assembly, but it's out of stock.
Oh.
It's like, okay. So I start digging around, and there's a website. There's a company called CarID, CARID.com.
Okay.
Pretty big website.
I think I've heard of it.
They have the same fan basically for $69, so like $5 more. And I'm like, screw it. I'm ordering this fan from CarID. It's coming UPS ground. So now I'm like, geez, okay, it's going to be next week before I get this thing. Mm-hmm. The fucker showed up today.
Wow.
I just ordered it Monday night.
Yeah.
Huh. It showed up today. UPS ground. Normally it's 5 to 7 business days.
So they must have been California, right?
I think that
UPS
they have a conglomeration of warehouses depending on where you're at, and if they have the part there, they'll ship it from that one. And so they had it close.
Maybe they were like, "Oh God, an order! We can finally sell something."
That's possible. But yeah, I was amazed.
Big website.
So what if I were to go to the dealer to have that fan replaced? They would charge me $165 for the motor, plus the labor to pull the fan, take the fan apart, put the new motor in, put the fan back in the car.
Yeah.
However many hours that would be, 3 or 4.
You want, dude?
At $120 an hour, right? Mm-hmm. Or I could just buy the fan for $69.
I replaced my spark plugs and coils, ignition coils. I think I spent like $150 to $200 on them.
Mm-hmm.
I replaced them. It took 10 minutes to do that job. I call up Volkswagen the next day to see how much they would charge me.
Yeah.
To do it. You want to guess how much they were going to charge?
$250.
No, they were charging like $800 for that job to do spark plugs and ignition coils.
That's because we have a supervisor
that
will analyze and critique the engineer who will put the spark plugs in the proper torque specifications.
You need
also,
one tool for that.
Someone will have to make the engineer the schnitzel, and he will eat it on his break, which is by regulation. Okay, now it's over because he's German. He don't need no breaks.
He'll have to eat his schnitzel while he works, and then it's going to take more time, and that's why we charge you $800 instead of $700.
It's very expensive.
So anyway, just that kind of stuff just drives me nuts, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much was? Do you know how much the work order was for the head gasket replacement on the RS?
Not off the top of my head, but I do have the receipt.
Was it like in the thousands?
It had to have been.
I think so.
Probably like $1,200 or
Yes,
$1,300 or something like that.
$1,200. That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's insane.
So now the weather has turned. So Patrick had sent me a meme. You may sympathize because I did right off the bat. This may be new to you, having now in your own place. So the meme was
bugs too.
Yeah, the meme was it had a lawnmower on it. It's like I think it had the premise was essentially didn't really have any plans today until I saw my neighbor mowing his lawn. So now I have to mow my lawn. right?
Yeah, I get
and
it.
that it's that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a thing.
Ed.
Yes.
And
My
so
neighbor Ed.
Here's the context, though, because as we were kind of going back and forth, like absolutely, the you could be
because he's a fairly new homeowner. Patrick is
right. The difference is here's where you're allowed to slide. Here's your get out of jail free card. If your neighbor has a yard service, you don't feel that guilt.
Fuck no.
But if your neighbor, who you think is just good guy, good girl, whatever, doesn't matter, they get out on that Saturday or Sunday and you're like, I am sitting down to enjoy this cup of coffee. I ain't doing shit today. And you hear and you're like,
and you
fuck.
look across the street and you see fucking Ed
Yeah.
mowing his goddamn yard.
You're
He's
like,
walking over there
God
like a
damn it.
fucking Italian carrying his fucking IPA around, just floating across the grass, just chilling. Yeah, that's it.
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
See,
and
okay,
Ed is
well,
Ed's the same guy that gives me shit. When are you painting your house?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That he's throwing shade hardcore.
yeah. He told us that his house was looking more white trash because of ours.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
You're
man,
he's all, you're lowering my
Roasted.
property values.
oh man. So you know his like irritation on it is like even higher.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's now like openly throwing shit.
Oh yeah. It's funny.
You're lowering my property value, and like he goes back to his house and he just like goes and
Hopefully he got the point.
Yeah.
He's doing
Liz.
like writes in like deep Sharpie on his wall.
Fuck Jim and the
Dave
Schroeders.
told Schroeder about shitty paint. 4
yeah.
hating.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, me and my next door neighbor, we both had our front yards were up to our knees, if not higher. And I was like, all right, cool. If I look like a piece of shit, at least like someone's coming down with me. And then
They mowed.
I
They
walk
mowed.
out and their fucking lawn looks perfect, and I go, oh motherfucker.
Goddamn.
So then I go in the garage to get the lawnmower out, and I realize that it doesn't have a motherfucking bag, dude. So then I hook it up. It's first of all electric, which is fucking stupid. Get a gas one, okay? So I get it out, and I swear to fucking God, I turned the blades on, and dude, fucking grass was actually pelting me in the fucking face.
How?
It was coming out of the side,
You're supposed
and it
to-
was coming back to my face.
You
dude.
don't eat it.
You know.
Yeah.
I was standing to the side of where the thing wasn't at, and it literally was just roasting my face. So then I just fucking ran a line down the yard, and I was just laughing about it. And then Ashley and Jordan came out, and they were laughing at me because I was covered in grass. And then I just did like a quick drift session.
And Jordan's like, you want a beer?
Yeah.
Bend over and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, now we have one strip and a little like zigzag in our lawn. So yeah, we need a lawn service.
So before the rain had, in between the rainstorms,
I blame it on the rain.
I had started. I had started hoeing.
Which
Oh
corner?
really?
By the way,
Oh really?
the hula hoe, underrated tool.
You just say hula hoe?
Hula hoe.
Who's the hoe?
That's a Hawaiian hoe.
Yeah. I had started getting ahead of the patch over here for the RV entrance.
You've been giving head to the
Yeah,
patch.
he was getting head and he was hoeing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry.
Getting ahead of it because last
Yeah.
year we had let it go.
Yeah.
And the neighbor
I didn't want to say anything.
that I have disagreements with over dogs, she started landscaping her like small strip that we share together. So I'm like, this year I'm getting ahead of it, and I'm putting wildflowers down so I don't have to worry about weeds. And since I'm ahead of the game, she gets to have the scrubby stuff.
She gets to look like the piece of shit.
Right. So in between the storms, I got that whole thing hoed, tilled up,
Yeah.
wild seeds put out, and I went all the way up, like just right to the line, the property line, and then left nasty.
Respectable.
Right. So it goes some weeds, wildflowers getting ready to start, and then just like her weeded nasty. So over the weekend, she had, I think her dad owns like a landscaping business, so she gets,
Obviously.
she gets favors.
Out.
So you'll see when you leave. It might be dark, but you'll still be able to see.
Yeah.
She had a landscaping dude come over and start to weed her side and till it up to put in irrigation lines for whatever she's putting in over there. And he went all the way up and left like this small strip of like
shit.
Like I didn't get all the way to the property line, so he went all the way to what he thought the property line.
Oh my god!
So now there's like this fucking mohawk of like weeds.
Oh god!
And then apparently whatever he was doing, he got called back. So he then left 2 piles of shit to put in the green waste, like in her driveway, and like beat feet, jump shit,
skated.
and so now it looks even trashy because like there's a and a. Oh, it's good times.
Did you queue up Hit 'Em Up by Tupac?
No.
By chance?
No.
We should just blast that real quick.
On your way out.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. So Patrick, yard work shaming
Yeah.
is a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's funny because even Ed, we have a thing even during Christmas time for the lights.
Oh yeah.
And we're pretty rigid about what days our lights have to go up and come down.
Right.
And,
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, right.
I got to do it twice this year at 2 different houses.
And so the lights go up, and Ed's like, "Oh, thanks a lot. I've got to put my fucking lights up now," kind of thing.
Like, your lights would look a lot better if you painted. And you're like, Ed.
Yeah. But he has a 2-story house, so he's got to get way the fuck up there, and I'm glad I don't have that shit. Yeah. So.
Yes,
But,
mowers. Yeah. I have been through too many mowers. I actually now use like a push manual.
Really?
Like a little...
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a...
It's
I
like,
want
because
video.
it's like in that
Because, like,
Transformers
same
movie,
thing with
that
the
little
carburetor.
the little fucking monster thing. You
yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The little robot
like a
car.
tiller.
Yeah.
Dude, how do you go through mowers? Okay,
Because
we
here's what
lived in
would
our
happen-
house like 22 years, and I have had the same mower.
And it's my fault. This is my fault.
Okay.
Kinda like
Because
mow
what would
bushes or
happen...
something.
You don't keep it in the garage.
No, I would keep it outside.
Yeah.
But that is sort of a learned thing.
Well-
like when I mowed as a young man and a even younger man up in Grass Valley on 10 acres, those mowers were not built the same as mowers now. Those things were meant for, you just leave that fucking thing outside. It's going to start up. And if not, you punch some ether into there and it's good to go.
Well, I mean, my mower, I've had, like I said, 22 years,
That's a good mower.
and I've never changed the oil.
Yeah, they don't make those anymore. So like I said,
from
so
Toro,
I buy a mower,
Yeah.
and me being busy, some of it was time. It was like it would sit outside. I would store it as I knew how to store stuff. I might throw like a garbage can Rubbermaid lid on top of the thing because I was worried about, what happens if it... Anyway, so sometimes I would do that. Some years I would do that. But really, I think what it was I might miss a season of not mowing anything because I was busy with work or I was busy as a young father. Things wouldn't get mowed. Generally, I'm the one that would mow 95% of the time because Venus was busy. She had her other priorities. And so the mower wouldn't get used. The gas in would sit. The gas would ruin something. And I would go to start it because that one time I would have time to do it.
It wouldn't start.
And it wouldn't start.
rip her
I don't
around.
have the time to fight it. I would go to some place like Home Depot to get a new carburetor. They don't fucking have those.
Thanks, Home Depot.
Thanks,
Oh, so this just goes right back
so
around.
we've cycled around.
It's a
so then it
full
would be
circle
like,
today,
so
baby.
I'm making a decent amount of money, and you're looking up, and it's like, well, it's only $179 for a new mower. Fuck it. So I would walk out with a new mower, and that happened 3 or 4 times.
So now we're in like
That's
a
how
grand
ridiculous it
mowers.
was. And so finally it got to the point where, and I think I'd been through 2 weed eaters, and I had tried the whole 4-stroke thing. To me, honestly, 2-stroke weed eaters are the only weed eater you should ever buy.
I have electric.
See, to me, as a farm guy,
fucking
that's not
farm,
enough
man.
huevos for me.
Hell no, it's not.
Like,
Electric
and 2, my
are for
tools
bitches.
oftentimes my dad would come down here and he would borrow it and take it back up. So I knew in the back of my mind that whatever I owned would
You'll never
probably
see it
get
again?
used by my dad. in a place with reckless abandon that's not less than a quarter of an acre, kind of a space. So I would try and buy these things that were like the higher end 4-stroke unit, and it would tank after like a season and a half of being treated poorly. I'll give that happened. I would leave it outside like I would, right?
Yeah.
And so I got to the point where I was like, I'm done buying $200 a whack, a tool that's going to last me because I don't have the time. So I bought a push mechanical. All it needs is fucking WD-40. And that thing cuts it perfectly. And I get CrossFit fence post workout with it.
Do you feel more or less bitch using it, though?
I am no bitch.
Okay, I was just checking.
It's a bitch.
Yeah.
I just like gas-powered things.
Well, I mean, I don't. My.
If I had the time, yes, and if I had more, and that's on me. If I took more time in being able to okay, I'm running out of time. I should fuel treat it so that way I don't waste this product that I spent $200 on. That's on me, and I know that, but I just went. I don't have that kind of time, and I shame myself for that.
I don't know.
So I buy a mechanical one.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing right. Whoa.
Hey, yo.
I don't know what I'm doing right. But I've never bought fuel treatment. I've never.
Like I said, I think that's the mower. And there's my edger, because I know I have that's my backup for my weed eater. Yeah. That's you get it done.
Should just
so now I have
the table saw out there.
Remember Jim had one of those.
There's no excuse.
What is he?
It's like if my motor's
the little wheel thing.
Yeah. It don't work.
Wait, that's an edger?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't say, well, I can't get it done today.
So my parents had an edger that was gas powered with a blade that just spun.
Oh yeah.
Right. I always loved using that. It was sketchy as fuck.
Because that should take toes.
Oh yeah, but
heartbeat.
But I have a couple of electric. Like I have an electric string thing or whatever, and then I have an actual edger that's got a blade inside that turns. But everything's electric, other than the mower that's gas.
So don't you have like quad and shit over there outside? Are those functional?
The quad?
Yeah, is that?
No, that needs to be rebuilt. Probably carburetor and.
Okay. Well, Amazon.
Yeah, I've already parted most of that out. Yeah.
Where are you gonna get a carburetor for that? Home Depot?
Yeah, not Home Depot. Probably Roseville Yamaha.
Are those your carburetor kits right there?
They are. Those are the weed eater. And you know what I'm probably gonna do? I'm probably gonna make the kids rebuild the carburetor on the weed eater.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Get that cracking.
You know what this does? This air fuel ratio. This is what this is. Ready? Go. No
show
throttle
them.
body. Here it is. Put it in. By the way, empty the gas because
Now that is something that I just did to the wife's car.
Throttle body.
Yeah, it's had a rough idle, and I think now, looking back, it might be part of the reason. Might be the fans broken.
Oh,
She broke.
But it's had a rough idle for a while, and so I was doing a bunch of research and came across if you have a dirty throttle body, that affects there's a little gate inside there. It affects how much it opens and closes, and then it sort of adjusts itself out of tune. So then you get a rough idle at times. So I pulled the throttle body off. It's a pain in the butt. Cleaned the crap out of it with some carb cleaner and a toothbrush and a towel, and bolted it back up, and then had it relearn the idle. And once I got the idle relearned, it's been pretty good. It runs a lot better. There's no hesitation.
The check engine light's off now?
Yeah. Well, that was because it didn't.
Are like the ECU readers for Hondas like a universal tool or expensive?
I don't have one.
Yeah.
All I did was pull the battery and let it.
But it'll relearn.
Yeah.
The deck will give them a check engine light code.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Maestro.
Yeah.
The Maestro hooks up to the ODB2 port, and that connects to the stereo. And so you get like the tire pressure warnings, and you get everything on the Pioneer.
It would
which
give them
is kind of cool.
pressure and all that kind of stuff, and it does RPMs and engine speed.
Oh yeah, tons of gauges.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of gauges in there. I should show you and Mike next time you're around.
Will my car do that now that I have a brake line bypass? Will my car do that now that I have the brake line bypass?
No, because her stereo has a Maestro specific port on it.
Can't you get an app though, like for the app radio portion of it? Because I have it hooked into the OBD2 reader.
The
Maybe
Germans might not allow you to read this data.
But her particular model Pioneer actually has a Maestro port built into it, specifically for that.
Speed of cars.
Huh?
I saw something today from the New York Auto Show.
From the Germans?
It was like an offshoot. It was a rabbit hole thing that was spawned from looking at pictures of the cars. Tinted taillight lenses
are coming.
No, don't do that.
No,
I hate that.
Don't do that.
No.
I explain this to the kids. I'm like,
first of all, it's hard to see the taillights when they're on.
Right. There is no reason outside of a show car where you would want to obscure the indicators
that you're braking.
Yeah.
Take it from somebody who just got
I
rear-ended.
don't care how fucking cool
Hell
you
no.
think that looks that you're all blacked out.
Yeah.
Like black car and black tint.
Murdered.
That is the most ridiculous thing.
Now, where was this?
It was like a set of pictures, and that like led me down to like a thread on the Mustang.
Oh, so you just ran across pictures?
Yeah,
of
it was
someone...
like it
I
was
would,
like
I would highly
check out my
doubt
blacked
that
out
it's even
stuff.
legal.
Probably not.
It's probably
and I
a
couldn't
violation.
find it, but I did look it up because the tail lights, at least relative to California, there's a
specifically, I believe they have to be red.
There's a specific candle power value that the lights have to be. I couldn't find it in time to be able to quote it, but there is at least a required distance that I did see and did find that you have to be able to visibly see the taillights illuminate from. It's like 500,000 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you do that? Yeah. Like, if it's a show car or a custom car or a prototype, I get that. You're going for looks. You're trying. Magazines or photo shoots or whatnot.
It's not going on the street. First of all,
you should not put that shit on the road.
Honestly, I don't even think it looks that cool.
No, it usually doesn't even look great because usually people will put the night glow stuff on it, and then it just looks like you've spray painted your plastic, and it usually doesn't look smooth or glossy unless you take like tint and actually tint it.
Like why would why
most of the consumers?
I was surprised to find out that that's how that happens is with tint. So you're putting tint on the outside of the lights, which is weird.
The taillights? Some of them are like a plastic.
Oh, really?
Like a snap-on lens. It's like that goes over. Like,
I can't.
Why would you sell that?
My next door neighbor bought a GTI just like mine, and theirs are like spray painted black, basically.
That's stupid
too.
The
night glow. It's fucking dumb.
It's like,
but it's a black
I've
car
seen
too,
more
so
hassle.
They were going for the blacked out look
on like air cans, like cold air intakes, on making sure that they're carb legal, and more people hassled over that than like this concept that like it's cool to tint your headlights or your taillights.
How about like
if I
making sure all three taillights light up in the first place? Like if you don't see, if it's night and people already have their lights on and their third brake light's out, how the fuck am I supposed to know which is the brighter setting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb.
That's the reason why the third tail light came about.
Yes.
Because it used to not be a thing.
And it's surprising that there wasn't that before.
The 80s was where they made that a federal law.
I found all kinds of regulations on the reflectors that we have now too, where they didn't have that are
on the bumpers.
On the bumpers. Yeah. That have to illuminate and be visible from X amount of distance. The tail lights have to be X amount of minimum height. I'm like, whoa. But I couldn't find the candle power, because to me that's the sticking point.
Also,
it's like, it's not bright enough, you're
also
illegal.
Get
the fuck out of here.
They can't be on the tailgate, because if it opens, the light goes up, and then you have to have you have to have like some sort of redundancy between the tail light or the tailgate.
That's why if you've ever seen those Mini Coopers that have the brakes on the fucking bottom of the bumper, but they have like a full brake housing on the back, like 2 swing out doors. That's why it looks so dumb. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
There's
like
a Mini
the Countryman?
Cooper. Yeah. How there's 2 ugly thrown on brake lights that are just strips of red under like the bumper and where like the brake should be on the hatch, like the hatch doors. It's very dumb.
Yeah, hatch doors.
It's stupid.
I had a hatch door once.
Anyway.
Yeah, now you have a trunk.
We're an hour, buddy.
Oh my god!
Slammed it.
Wow. An hour already?
Yeah.
Should we talk shit about Albuquerque and maybe we can get some publicity?
Did you hear about that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit.
I saw that. Yeah, well, yeah, the crash one.
Chris D'Elia.
My laptop. It was in Albuquerque.
Chris D'Elia talked some shit about Albuquerque.
It's
News
become
at
a
11.
punching bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, for celebrities. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's because Albuquerque is fucking hideous. Take her somebody who's been there.
You been there?
Yes. I flew in there to go to Philmont. And it's
That's
fucking
right.
dump, dude.
That's right.
There's jack shit but fucking plants out there.
Those are cactuses.
Yes.
You need to show some respect.
There's dirt and cactuses, and then there's nothing. And then there's a fucking
land of
Wendy's.
enchantment.
That's pretty much it.
It's the land of meth.
I wouldn't even doubt it.
I bet they don't hear enough of that.
Right. They probably get so
Where's
tired
all
of
the
that.
meth cooked at? Hey, do you know Walter White?
In that the actual news article, they were like, well, if you go to the good parts of Albuquerque, which
Right.
is probably the parts where they don't have meth or as much meth.
Well, where do you think Chris D'Elia did the show? Right. I mean, where is this theater that he went to do the show? Is it
Downtown Albuquerque, I
some
guess.
some total shithole part of town or something?
Well, the whole thing's a shithole, first of all. Let's not confuse. Let's not actually pretend there's a good part of Albuquerque, because there's not.
Oh, we haven't seen the whole town, I'm sure.
No, yes. It's pretty much like, there it is. It's not Sacramento, dude. It's fucking not Santa Fe. It's literally just like, there's the Kirky over there.
There's the Kirky. Can you see it? There's the Kirky.
People don't even bother with the whole name.
I like when I was there, the only thing I could think of was like, get me back to California.
I really
But-
miss Marysville right now.
And yet you had like 2 weeks of hiking left.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
Well, that's it, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
For this week?
for this week.
Hey, I ate a breakfast, Jack. No, I didn't. I'm kidding. Actually, I did on Monday.
We're not surprised.
Yeah.
Actually, you said it wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. It was actually like some fucking bullshit. It was gross, actually. They didn't put enough stuff on it.
Working on that shirt, by the way. Still working on it.
Yeah.
I gotta take
I-
bites out of the breakfast jack.
I can't wait to see it, actually. Seriously.
Put little hands on it, and then a bite marks on it.
Oh, that's fun.
Or is the starfish going to be biting it?
Yeah, the starfish is.
Okay.
Well, the starfish has got little hands.
Yeah.
He's
There
holding
needs
the
to be like
breakfast jack.
suction cup marks a little
And
bit.
then he's going to have bite marks in it.
Just
Yeah.
Is he bleached?
No, he's just brown.
so it's possible he put it in from the top.
Yeah, he's a tan breakfast jack.
Do you need a photo of what that should look like?
Nope. Not even.
I'll have Data send you one.
Not even tiny.
Because he's been drinking the bleach and not actually bleaching
Yeah.
the thing. So you'll get the proper look.
I just get real sick, Dad. I think it goes in through my kidneys and out my pee-pee.
And that burns.
It hurts, Dad.
Well, that's because you don't know how to fucking mow, son. We'll keep these lessons up until you figure out how to mow the lawn.
Shit.
He actually does. He did mow my yard quite a bit when I hurt my back.
I mow his yard better than he mows his
Oh,
yard.
fuck right off.
We'll have some
Years of
judgments on that.
experience versus shithead.
Did it blow? See, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how it blew back up into his face if he wasn't
don't-
trying to
yeah.
suck on the vent.
I'm gonna have to send you guys a video of that fucking mower. It's hilarious.
Because that would happen if you were
Hey,
trying to cut it right
it's
down
a-
the middle.
It's
and
a
the
mower, buddy, not a cock. Get
Yeah.
your face off of it.
Yeah.
That's where I went wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. No wonder why you had fucking grass in
No,
your face.
okay. Picture a mower, and it's circular.
Where do the nuts go?
the mower is circular, right? The mower is circular, and then on the right side of it,
Oh, here
it's
we
just-
don't even want to
It's
hear
literally
it.
cut off, so there's just a side missing, essentially. So the blade is coming around, and it's just hucking shit back at you.
Wait, you can see the blade
Yes!
from the top?
You can see the blade, dude. It's literally engineered like
Is this
two fucking monkeys fucking a football did it.
It sounds like you're describing a guillotine, not a mower.
It might be. I don't know. I didn't read the directions.
And I have to get in there and start it manual by spinning the blade, and I gotta move real fast or it's gonna bite me.
Like a snake.
Like a snake.
But like the sad part is, since it's electric, it didn't even like. I'll go over like a rough patch and it'll just.
Oh, wait.
Oh, because it's still
Hold
electric.
on. That's the sad part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a whole lot of other sad.
It's probably like your neighbor's going, check out the whitey trying to do this again. He looks like he's trying to suck its dick.
He's getting grass in his face.
Why does he keep bending over trying to eat the grass?
Honey, do we have an ogre for a neighbor? No, that's the neighbor. I swear he looks like an ogre.
Call up your cousin. Look at this shit. Put this on the Facebook Live.
Cue up the Horsies in the back song so we can record that shit at the same time.
Anyway.
Oh, gosh. Well,
Got
all
it?
right.
Episode 30.
Yeah, I think we're out.
Right.
Yeah, we are. Old Town Road. Till I can't no more. Horses in the back. Oh, yeah. Two things I really fucking hate. Country music and rap music.
See you next week.
Take it easy.
Have breakfast, Jackson.